by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Welcome back into another episode of the Galaxy Famous, Gamorrean approved Jedi Talk Podcast. You are following us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, where we are blowing you up with audio nobody asked for, the podcast nobody asked for, but still, I say a lot of people asked for it. Thank you for joining us. I am Atomica here on the High Council. I promise you I'm not as pretentious as I look. I'm a lot more pretentious than that. Joining me as always is the mayor of Orlando, the mayor of the Halcyon, and the mayor of not my bad cave right now because I'm the mayor of that, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, how the fuck are you today?
Diga and good journey. I don't know what Gamorrean approved us, but actually I feel like that's probably our best demographic.
Yeah,
Gamorreans would definitely love us.
Let's do it.
Because we're the most serious show, so they would never want to.
That's right. We are the most serious Star Wars show ever.
Yes.
Gamorreans.
But there are people out there that do ask for us, and I've actually messaged one of them earlier this week. They're messaging me about some of the progress I've made in the Trilon Lounge.
Ooh.
And they listen to us all the way from across the pond even.
No shit.
Yeah, from the UK. So they make trips over here every now and then, and they bring things they've made because that's how awesome they are, and
wow.
they hand them out on Batu. So they saw my post that I had about like the little bottles and the net. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. Yeah, that was cool.
I was inspired to do that by like tiki bars. You know, like the Trader Sam's and the Poly, they all have those like glass balls that are in like fishing nets.
Whoa!
And I was like, what if there was a Star Wars version of that? It'd be like you take the Coke bottles, they're not thermal detonators, but everyone calls them thermal detonators from Galaxy's Edge.
Correct.
Put them in fishing nets. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do for the Trilon Lounge. And I finally put one up. And then our friend and listener, Marianne from across the pond, said, hey, we make something like that and we pass them out for free in Galaxy's Edge on Batu.
Wow.
And I was like, dang, I would love to just see you and talk to you because you sound incredible.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, if we see you, we'll give you one. I'm like, dang.
That's awesome.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for offering to give me something awesome that you made.
That's so cool.
Hopefully we do see you when you make a trip over.
Yeah.
Hey there from across the pond. It makes me sound fancy.
Yeah. Hey there from across the pond. Well, we thank you. We appreciate the listens.
Yeah.
All the way over there. Screw this country, right? If we can get, we're branched over to Europe already. Jedi Talk's taken over the world here. Clearly.
I wish we would have went to Celebration in Europe then now. Now I'm kind of like, dang, I wish we would have.
I know.
But then I probably couldn't have made Japan work. So,
it's Japan, London, Japan.
I'd rather go to Japan for reasons.
Well, of course.
Yes.
I mean, you could have gone to. You could have made Paris work.
Oh, dude.
Paris
That's next.
Was
probably
a 2-hour bullet train.
2-ish years, maybe 3, depending on if we can find a house and whatnot. So I don't know. It depends on housing, but Paris is next.
You and I had a heated/non-heated discussion about Paris versus Disney World. I'm telling you, Paris has the worst park.
No.
Walt Disney Studios Park, as it currently sits, fucking blows.
Yeah, but as a resort as a whole, they probably have the third best castle park, second best castle park.
Castle park? Okay. Sure, if you're just comparing castle parks, yeah, it doesn't beat Disneyland.
No.
But
probably Shanghai, that one, or Paris, probably.
No, I'm only comparing the ones I've been to.
Yeah, saying I can't do that at all. I mean, I've only been to 2, so soon to be 3.
I've been to that castle park 2 or 3 times, and it's versus Magic Kingdom. I've been 2,000, so it's so hard to compare.
Yeah,
I'd have to sit down and really figure it out.
And that was also in my brain saying what Magic Kingdom is going to be in a couple years when it's going to be awful. So.
Oh yeah, Big Thunder's down for a year. What are they doing? Just a refurb?
Yeah,
it's like
I don't know. I don't trust them. So who knows
what's problematic with Big Thunder?
I don't know.
Because that's what they normally take it away.
Smart people, but...
Well, anyway. Yeah. This is a Star Wars podcast, and last week, Evan was stuck at work, so I took a solo show. We didn't talk about Skeleton Crew, so we're going to catch up on Skeleton Crew there.
Yes.
First and foremost, how the hell was your New Year? We haven't caught up since then.
Dude, I was slightly sick, so I was passed out. I fell asleep at like 10:30.
Congratulations.
Slept through the New Year. I slept all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
You slept all year?
I did.
You slept all year up until this point?
No.
Okay.
Not literally. But I slept from 2024 to 2025.
All right. The joke there would have been
a
I
whole
slept
year,
the rest
I
of the
guess,
year.
or
Yeah.
the rest of the year,
There you
whatever
go.
you want to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's only been a podcast host for 4 years, guys, right? I
Yeah.
think.
It doesn't mean I'm good at jokes
That's true. Yeah.
or good at podcasts or just
Well,
good
you're
at
still
anything.
here. Just good at anything.
Yeah.
Before we get into Skeleton Crew, you're holding on to the Timelines book that I have
Yeah, dude, this is sick.
that I purchased. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a thick boy too.
It is a thick
It's
book. I
definitely
like
thick
holding it in my hand. I like feeling the
it's
thickness.
thicker than that propaganda book even. So.
Yeah, I like holding the thick propaganda in my thick Timelines book.
That thick P.
Yep. I like
Yeah.
the thick pea right in between, like a pea thick sandwich.
What? I told you, Gamorreans would love
You're the
our
ones who
podcast.
hit download and play on this podcast, people.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If there's anyone to blame, it's you, okay? Go on with the chlorophyll.
Now we're offending our listeners and our friends.
Oh, like what? We were 6 minutes in. We were eventually going to get to it, Evan.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, don't get me started on who controls the weather.
does?
BD-72 does.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay, I'm glad it's him and not the robot birds.
Yeah, people thought I was going to say the Jews. Go on.
Yeah, so I walked in and saw this awesome book, and then I was flipping through, and one of the first questions that popped into my mind, and yours, because you voiced it, was, is the Halcyon mentioned in there?
Yeah, it's one of those things with the Halcyon. It's like, yeah, we talk about it a lot, but it's like I just want to go beyond it, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate it instead of mourn it. But then when things come out like this, one of my first thoughts, because of a lot of things I'm involved in, is like, did they mention it or did they gloss it over?
Yeah, and
Evan, did they mention it?
they did.
Yeah.
They did, and then we stumbled upon other things they've mentioned, but we'll get to that in a second, because when you kind of question if they're even going to mention it, I kind of think of, I'm not saying any names, but certain Star Wars YouTube channels that are not officially Star Wars, obviously, but they tend to kind of downplay the Star Cruiser or the Halcyon, almost as it didn't happen, or like...
I'll call him out. Star Wars Explained downplays it.
He's mentioned it in the timeline
For
videos.
2 fucking seconds, it's so
True.
It's so fucking
But-
not like so passive aggressive.
Yes, but
the
like
way
when
he
it
does
opened, people would ask him if he would ever do it, and he just was like dismissive of it. Like, no, I'm never going to do
because
it.
Disney didn't invite him. That's
Yeah.
why he's got to stick up his ass.
Yeah.
And like all these other people got an invite, but he didn't, so he didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, I can't imagine being one
Idiot.
of the biggest Star Wars YouTube people and not doing it. That doesn't make sense to me.
He's not as big as Theory.
No.
I have my thoughts about Theory. His content is here and there, but
They
he's,
still, to this day, even call Galaxy's Edge a park. I'm like, guys, it's not a park.
No.
It's a land in a park. Like, semantics. But anyway, some people in the community tend
Whoops.
to downplay it. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe it's not going to be in the book at all. But lo and behold, we flipped over to page 321, if you have the Timelines book. 321.
321 in your Timelines book, everybody. Turn to 321.
Yes, right now.
Put your dick away, Evan.
Well, what can I use to hold the pages open?
Thumbs up soon.
I was going to... Okay. It's gone. Pants are on.
Yeah.
The gloves are off, but the pants are on.
Gloves are off, pants are.
So it even starts off with the attack by Crimson Jack, which may or may not be played by Jude Law.
Ooh.
The Resistance agents, Lady Simina and her grandfather Char Corman, aboard the Halcyon cruise ship, a 275-year-old star cruiser with a rich history. The ship is attacked by the pirate Lord Crimson Jack, who knows Resistance spies are aboard.
All right, then.
So that's the first mention of it, and then the next mention of it is for the Halcyon. To try and save the cruiser, Corman gives Simina a pendant containing vital intel and leaves the vessel aboard a launch pod. From the pod, he announces that he is the spy the pirates are looking for. The brave distraction allows the Halcyon to escape. Simina reaches the tourist planet Cessid, where she hands over the pendant to spy Vi Maradi.
Ooh. All right, then. I like it.
And then there are several mentions of Galaxy's Edge and Vi. There's a point in the timeline called Vi versus the First Order, Vi's plot, Batu Resistance, Captain Maradi. I'll read that one. That's pretty cool. Captain Maradi. Thanks to Arch-X's sacrifice, spoiler alert for Blackspire, thanks to his sacrifice, Batu is free of the First Order for a time, allowing Vi to expand her outpost in the ruins. For Vi's success on Batu, General Organa promotes her to captain. I did not know that, actually.
Is this after Galaxy's Edge? Is this after the day on Galaxy's Edge?
I think it's after the novel, because in the novel that never comes up.
So can I call her Captain on Batu?
I guess so. Huh. Leia later contacts Vi, informing her that she may soon be sending ships to Batu.
Okay, then.
Wild.
Is the Juggernaut aboard? God, I hope so.
I would
That's
hope so.
fucking Cool.
And then there's another one called Kylo Arrives on Batu.
I've seen that quite a bit.
Yes. So Leia promotes Vi to captain before Kylo lands.
Okay,
so yeah,
then.
therefore when we see Vi, she's a captain.
She's
Holy
a captain.
That's sick. I had no idea.
Look at this. People are seeing shit. You see how big Star Wars lore is?
And these are the two biggest
What?
Galaxy's Edge
Yeah,
nerds.
well,
and we didn't know Vi Moradi was captain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Holy
I didn't know
crap.
that.
That's awesome.
If that's like known outside of that, if there are people yelling at us on the podcast right now, like standing up in their chair, first off, sit down. Okay, you can give yourself a heart attack. Sit down while you're listening to us. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give you more opportunities to get pissed off. I promise. Like shaking their fists, like you're goddamn, you should have known that. Like, oh, calm down. We're busy
Dude,
people here.
I worked with
And
Vi
Evan.
Moradi, and I read her like character bio that they give Vi Moradi in the land, and it never mentioned that.
How
So,
detailed
like,
are those character bios?
Not that detailed, but pretty detailed. They
okay.
kind of go about like, here's how you would interact if you see Kylo. Here's what you do. Here's what you think. They
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
But they never said she was a captain. So like, dang. That's
Interesting.
sick.
So it's like if you're going to approach Vi about that, it just depends on which friend of Vi you might run into that day.
Yeah.
They may or may not know that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Because it's not in the character bios. But there's Vi that I've talked to recently a lot who's like, she's read Black Spire because she's talking about Pook, she's talking about Kree, she's talking about Zayd, you name it. So
Oh, yeah?
That Vi might know that she's a captain.
Just saw Vi the other day. I got to take a picture with her and Chewie at the same time.
Noise.
It's pretty cool. Is this was Vi? Is this the individual who you are speaking of?
I don't think so.
Friend of Vi. Okay.
Nah. But this
blue
this
hair?
is pretty
Teal?
sick.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah, it's
like,
good stuff.
There's several mentions of, I'm probably the biggest supporter of it, the TV show Resistance. It's not good, but it's got connective points, and I like some of the characters. Like, it's not great, but there's good things in it. It's like all Star Wars. It's not perfect, and there's some parts that suck, and there's some parts that are good. But several mentions of that TV show in here. And then there's another one for Halcyon Days. It says here, a pleasure cruise aboard the luxurious Halcyon turns into a desperate mission to aid the Resistance as Lieutenant Harmon Croy, hey, he's my boy, you know. As Lieutenant Harmon Croy in the First Order commandeer the vessel in search of the Resistance spies. The Halcyon docks at Batuu.
Very cool.
That is sick.
That's how 70-something thousand people right there. So
Yeah, man. And then there's actual mentions of Rise of the Resistance too.
badass.
A theme park ride, a theme park attraction is in this.
Yep, and
Think of that.
because it's canon. That shit's all canon.
There's at least 2 or 3 of them. One is called Finn versus the Finalizer, and then
cool.
Destination Pakara.
Oh,
So it gives away the base.
Yeah, don't tell the First Order about
Finn leads a covert mission to infiltrate the Finalizer above Batuu and discovers Kylo is closing in on Rey on the planet below.
that. Do we ever have any like media anywhere of him breaking into the Finalizer?
No, that would be a sick like comic
A
or
comic,
something.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Sell it in Galaxy's Edge. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Like the pre-rise. I don't know why.
That took me a second because I was about to read Destination Pakara and then pre-rise. Yeah.
That does not make
I know
sense.
Jackie Childs. So.
Kind of does. But Destination Pakara
I
makes
know that
sense.
wasn't Jackie Childs, okay? it's the same fucking character. Go fuck yourselves.
Yes.
Go on.
That does not make sense.
Yeah, but people make the connection.
Resistance recruits leave Batuu for the base on Pakara in a ship disguised as a commercial cargo transport. But the ship, commanded by Lieutenant Beck and piloted by Nine Nub, doesn't get far before being snared by the First Order.
Lieutenant Beck here.
Very nice. And then
Well,
there's
it's
the
true,
Battle
we
of
don't get
Batuu
far.
later and
We
Epic Duel. And
We get into orbit, and then we stop on the rotation thingy because they're getting people off the transport. Go on.
a smuggling run, too, is mentioned, which is Smuggler's Run.
Oh, Smuggler's
so
Run.
the Falcon, the attraction of Smuggler's Run is mentioned in this book, too. Epic Duel, where Rey and Chewbacca sneak aboard the Halcyon, where the Jedi clashes lightsabers with Kylo once more. So there's plenty of sick First Order and Resistance things that we've all witnessed in Galaxy's
It's
Edge,
true.
on Rise, on the Halcyon.
That's pretty badass.
And it's cool, too, for people like me that have watched the TV show Resistance. I'm mentioning it again, but it shows where like those episodes are in like relation to the Halcyon, in relation to Batuu. So like
That's what I love the most about
Yeah.
this. This book fleshes out the sequel trilogy a little bit more for me. Especially, it fleshes out the High Republic for me, too. It makes the High Republic a little bit easier to follow.
Yeah. And this leads up like right into Home on Agent Kloss. So like right up to episode 9. It has stuff from episode 9 in it, but like
It should.
this is showing you like Batuu all the way to, how they get to Agent Kloss. And it's cool now to like think like when we're in Galaxy's Edge, it's like, oh, if you're into it. Like the people from Resistance, Kaz and Doza and them are doing this at this point. Like,
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
I need to get this book.
Yes, you do. It's not badly priced on, or I got off of Amazon and it was.
And then I'm
Like
just going to
half
take a
off.
Sharpie and be like, Lias Orion here, and then Avant here, and like that's what
You
I'm
should
gonna
get
start
two
doing.
versions. I'm serious.
That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
but buy one version, start marking it up and shit, and then just
Yeah.
buy like a pristine version that you just keep to the side.
I'd have to make sure I talk with like Aaron about what Zilla was doing and
Oh,
you
of
about
course.
what Lias was
Of
doing to make
course.
it like legit official because I don't want to mess up somebody.
That would be cool.
That would be really fun.
That would be fun.
We really should do that.
I wonder how much it costs.
1/4 portion.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's worth that.
Dude, we could do 17 hours on this book, but I'm going to put it down before we do that because we have other things.
Yeah, we do, and Kyle is a piece of shit.
We could do 17 hours on that if you want.
We really, really could.
We'll talk soon, Kyle's mom.
Ooh.
I always forget that's a thing,
Yeah, because I haven't used that drop in a
but
while.
I love it.
Yeah.
Have we had other of our guests on the show say something similar?
I think
I
Jason
actually
might
can't
have.
remember. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99.
Within like the first 2 minutes of
Jason
that.
said it. Yeah.
Here, let's do that, Seven, because we don't have too much to talk about. I'm going to go to that episode and see if
Okay.
he says it in the first two.
Very nice.
I am connected to it. So nothing over the New Year's outside of you being potentially sick and sleeping from 24 to 25.
Yes, a whole year or from last year, or whatever
Yeah.
the joke was that I butchered. Yeah.
While I'm doing this, though, we are fun and we are an entertainment, and hopefully we get to distract you while you're listening to the podcast, because I think that's what a lot of entertainment is.
Supposed to be.
These days, it's just distractions,
Yeah.
and that's what I do when I listen to podcasts. When I listen to my own, or listening to a friend's podcast, or listening to Two Cool Moms by celebrities, and podcasts about TV shows that I like, all that shit. The Y Files. I just listened to one the other day about the Lacerda Files. You want to go down a crazy conspiracy theory? Check that out. But you use it as distraction, right? Because the stuff that's happening outside of the world right now, like the Palisades fire in L.A.
And we have friends in California.
We do,
Thankfully,
yeah.
they have either we've reached to them or they've just posted hey, I'm okay. But thankfully, our friends out there are okay.
Some insane stuff. I'll point to a couple of posts that Joe Rody's been making on Instagram, just showing some pictures, and he's talking. He had a really good post that talks about the Santa Ana winds and everything that's happening with going on down there, right there. But it's just, putting your biases aside for whatever, because there will be time to bitch about whose fault this is, and trust me, I see people doing it already. But there will be time to bitch about that.
Well,
but
you
right
said
now,
BD-72 controls the weather.
Well,
so
so you see, he's looking up over there.
yeah, he doesn't want to make eye contact.
He has a connection to a satellite, it's a space laser. It shoots down, tells where the hurricanes to go, and these storms.
It's kind
to
of like
go.
what they have on Ad-Aden. We're just kind of
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah. And we'll just. But by the way, just obviously, hearts go out and thoughts with everything horrible going on with those fires, and obviously, it just. If there's a way you could help, it's plastered everywhere. Every celebrity and their mothers are posting on about helping. I saw Airbnb was offering a 1 week free stay for folks impacted who are driven out of their houses.
Oh,
so.
that's sick. Good.
Mhm. Yeah.
All I'm going to say is hopefully it hits Bob Iger's house. One of his houses.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
I don't want him to be in it. I just want
Okay.
his house to be gone.
Okay.
One of his 15 houses.
Okay. That's fair, I suppose. Man. Yeah, I'm still finding this. My
Because
phone
it'd be
is...
nice if he had something he loves taken away from him, That'd be very nice.
Would it?
Yes.
That is savage.
Because that's what he specializes in. Like I said, I don't want him or his family
Of
to be
course.
in it.
No.
That would be awful. I just want his house to be gone. Because he has 10 others. Who cares?
Does he have 10 houses?
I'm sure he does. And a
Or
yacht and a
11?
whatever.
Yes, obviously, again, Jedi Talk just advocates for not wanting anybody to get hurt.
No.
So, check out the literally anywhere. Red Cross anywhere.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Fucking answer.
See, I mean,
By
talk
the
with Jason right away.
Oakery on the High Count.
I'm doing great.
Other co-host on the we do. Directly standing across from me. There he is.
I think around here he might have dropped him.
You can get him at a very reasonable rate.
Yep, here it is.
Former Galactic Star Cruiser actor.
Former.
Jason Keller. Jason, how the hell are you
I am
today?
doing so good. Hey, don't tell them about the reasonable rate thing. You can get me for a very expensive rate.
Okay, there we go.
Very expensive rate.
It
Yeah.
used to be
The
reasonable.
prices used to be reasonable.
gone up.
I mean, inflation. What are you going to do?
It's more reasonable than Kyle's mom's rate. So.
Oh, the first one of the evening.
Oh shit! Hang on, Evan.
Gotcha.
She
Oh,
charges you.
Here we go. She used to, but
Oh,
not
she
anymore.
doesn't. Yeah, not for me. It's free.
Hey, there it is.
So you're the one who set that one up.
But he did not hesitate. He jumped right in.
Of course he didn't.
And had a better one than I said. So look at that.
Yeah. Well,
no one is surprised.
Let's segue over to let's segue to Skeleton Crew. Segue to Skeleton Crew.
Nice.
So we have not talked about episode 6 or 7 yet. So spoiler alert for all of it. Evan, this is like your show, man.
Yeah, dude.
I felt a certain way about episode 6, and I'll give thoughts here. Episode 7, completely opposite feeling for me from how I felt about 6.
Interesting. And
So-
I'm probably going to agree because, 6 was fine at best. I was like, this isn't really my favorite episode. It's probably my least favorite episode.
It was definitely my least favorite.
Yeah, so I think I'm with
Between
you.
that
And then 7 was
4.
pretty damn awesome.
7 was great.
Yeah.
I had an audible gasp moment in that episode.
Yeah, a couple, probably.
We'll get to the
7.
Oh, no,
but
just
yeah.
the one.
With 6, I'm kind of with you because these past 2 episodes were like 25 minutes too. Like, guys, I love the show, but 25 minutes, man. Come
I know.
on. We're not watching a cartoon show. We're not watching the Clone Wars. Like, these don't have to be 25 minutes. They're not made for TV, literally. They're made for Disney Plus, not made for TV.
Do you think they think some of the criticism that they've been getting is just too much in a show, and they're trying to keep it simple, stupid?
But I don't know.
I like the drawn out things. I like fleshed out things. That's why Andor is some of my favorite fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's why I like video games. They're detailed as fuck.
Yeah, and those can be as long as you want or as short as you want. You can play them and get it done in 6 hours, or you can play for 50 hours,
That's right.
Which is more my speed. I'm more like 500 hours. Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But no, I don't know, because, to me, the thing that I love the most about Skeleton Crew, I love a lot of it, but the thing I love the most is the pirate part of it. And episode 6 had 5 minutes of pirates, and it was an awesome 5 minutes. Silvo's speech, which we'll jump around all over. It's not the beginning of episode 6, but Silvo's speech in episode 6 was the highlight of that episode. And it was
agreed.
Very like Long John Silver speech when they give him the black spot in Treasure Island or Treasure Planet, whatever you want to call it. It was very much like that, where he gets the black spot. His back's against the wall, like they're gonna kill him, and like he's like, "You idiots, you can't kill me because this," and then he turns the whole crew back to his side. That's what Silvo's speech was. So
yeah,
the show has had lots of Treasure Island, Treasure Planet, of course, and lots of all pirate stuff, but it's closer to Treasure Island, Treasure Planet.
Sure.
But he was even throwing sick burns at Brutus too in that speech. He's like, "We all know Brutus makes a very good first mate," and everyone agreed. I'm like, "Man, right off the bat, you're burning the man that's gonna kill you." Well, we'll get there. But the whole point of another part of the Pirates Code, which is more guidelines than actual rules, but they allow him to make his last speech basically, and Brutus was gonna kill him no matter what, though, right? Like we all got those vibes.
Of course.
Even in episode 7, Brutus is like, "I'm basically still gonna kill you no matter what."
But will villains learn from other villains? Oh, see, yeah. Brutus must be a misogynist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Will villains learn from other villains? Like, will you just kill your fucking enemy instead of sitting there and like toiling for a while, or making some grunt do it?
Yeah.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
Yeah. I think Brutus was just also trying to buy time so he could get the treasure and then kill him, because he was gonna kill him,
of course,
no matter
right.
what. He's making it look like, he was making it look like to the crew that like, I'm going by the guidelines and the rules here. I'm gonna let him talk. We'll see what he has to say. Oh, he's got treasure. Okay, well, we'll let him take us to the treasure.
As soon as I see that Brutus Black series, I'm grabbing the fuck out of that.
Nah, I don't know. I still don't really care. I mean, I like him as a character, but
If you want to check out that Jod figure I got, I hung it up behind you.
yeah, I remember
TBC,
seeing that.
yeah.
I think we talked about it. I saw it in Target like 2 nights
Oh,
before
that's right.
the debut.
That's right. You did, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this guy, so I'm not buying it yet. I should have bought it.
You should have
Damn.
bought it, yeah.
But I'd rather have the Black Series. So
That's
hopefully
fair.
Jod, Silva, whatever gets a Black Series.
So let's let's call it another really good thing about episode 6 real quick. You said the highlight was the speech.
Yeah, and it also felt very much like the Brethren Court from Pirates of the Caribbean a little bit.
Okay.
On Shipwreck Island.
I do want to call out what really shined in episode 6 for me was the character development. And, KB had it, Wim had it.
Yeah, that stuff was good.
Even Fern and Neil
But-
had that stuff too, but
Yeah.
it just I think that episode fell flat for me because we had such the high of episode 5, which is still my favorite episode of the series thus far.
That was one of the most piratey. So that's what I'm
the end-
saying. Like, we get all the pirate stuff. And then,
Yeah, and I'm not into pirates like you are, but it grasped me as a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
There was so much good shit on there.
That's
on
true.
that planet.
Yeah, because
on
they
that
talked
planet.
about it being a mint for the Republic and the lightsaber. And, so there's a lot of connectivity.
Right.
That we like.
Yeah, you got
And
the
the Munes were in there.
exactly
From the banking clan. like-
Exactly. There was
Yeah.
there was some good stuff, and it was just a good episode.
yeah.
It made fun of itself in the right places. But anyway,
Yeah.
and then 6 it took a different turn. It was directed by BDH, Bryce Dallas Howard. We talked about how excited we were to see that. And
Yeah.
I don't place the blame on it falling flat for me on her shoulders. I don't.
Yeah.
She doesn't write them, but I think the directing was done very well.
Oh, yeah. Because, I don't
she
think...
knows Star Wars. It's clear to me.
Yeah, I don't think you're calling it a bad episode, and I'm not calling it a bad episode. I'm just saying it's my
just
least favorite.
Yeah, it's a but
Because, like you said, like the character development was really good, and the way the kids acted was some really good kid acting. Like it was an emotional scene. Like obviously KB's not gonna die. Like we're not gonna kill a kid, but like it was still emotional to see Wim
laughs and Revenge of
kinda-
the Sith.
Well, Disney doesn't do that. Disney's not gonna kill any
Oh,
kids.
that's true. Yeah.
But like it was still emotional to see like Wim thought KB was gonna die because
Yeah.
he's a character. He doesn't he doesn't know the
That's
Disney
right.
side of it. So to see the reactions and the emotions and the development of the kids, it was all so well done. It just wasn't really our thing. Like you're here for the Star Wars connectivity of it all. I'm here for that and the pirate stuff of it all. So there's not a lot of pirate stuff in that, and not really a lot of connectivity, aside from like Easter eggs, like on the giant crab, which they named Tetanus. Did you see why? Did you see that?
No.
The giant crab, at least, was like a stop motion model.
Oh, okay.
So all the like metal prongs on it and stuff, they named it tetanus.
Oh.
Tetanus, like because if they got stabbed
Yeah.
by it, tetanus.
I saw like the little models of like the Falcon on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
I did see
Easter
that.
eggs
Yeah.
on it, but that's not really like connected.
Right,
That's the
right.
two different things. So like there's like a C-3PO leg or an
Mm-hmm.
R2 head or whatever, but like that's not the same as being like a Republic mint is the main point of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's different. But I don't know. Like the beginning of it was pretty sick to me too. Like when Jod popped out of the hatch, just drenched in treasure, covered in treasure. That was very like Jack Sparrow at the end of Pirates 1.
Oh, that's right.
Where he leaves Isla de Muerta just covered in treasure, and he's like, it'd be nice if you dropped me off at my ship. And then they take him out, and his ship's gone, and the Royal Navy just arrests him. Same thing here. Like Jod pops out covered in treasure, and then he gets not arrested, but he gets captured. It's like the same thing.
The pirates are like,
And
"Come
even
with me."
Smee or SM-33, whatever, he was covered too.
Yeah.
And then for like the fourth time in the series, and sadly again in episode 7, he gets shot or killed or whatever, injured, and I'm like, Smee, is he gonna be okay? 33, is he okay? And then obviously he's fine later. Like, but still, I was like, how many times we could do this
Right.
with him?
Right.
We'll talk about 7, but and then all of a sudden, in a good way too, the ending of the episode becomes Toy Story 3.
Episode 6.
Yeah, episode 6. It's just like, this is Toy Story 3 now. And I'm like, this is still emotional, so I'm not saying it's bad.
Right.
It was just different because it's like, wow, we're changing gears completely.
We were.
From pirate stuff to connectivity stuff to good character development to now it's like Toy Story 3 for a ship. And like, we got attached to that ship. At least I did. Like, I like the Onyx Cinder.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, oh crap, this ship's really going to get Razor Crested here. Just going to get destroyed. I like the Cinder more than I do the Razor Crest.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but I've never really been a Razor Crest fan. So I don't know.
It's a hot take. Look, the Razor. I mean, it's Mando's OG ship.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. And it
But-
blew up in season
Yeah.
2. It is what it is.
Yeah, so I was like, dang, the Cinder's getting the same treatment here. It's sad. And then all of a sudden, they, there's a callback. They push the button, which was from episode, 1 or 2? And then
First episode, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Or the second. Yeah, whatever.
But like from way earlier in the season, like that came into play here where it was just the ship shedded all the armor that the hologram of Tyke Wren had just said in the past episode that he armored the hull of the ship. He beefed it up. And now we see why, because in episode 7, they even tell us that the ship is a ship from At-Aten.
Mhm.
It's from that mint.
It's an At-Aten ship.
And 33 even says, Captain's genius was stealing a ship from
Right.
At-Aten. Or whatever.
That was in episode 7. He ends
Yeah.
up saying that.
So that's episode 6, in a
Yep,
nutshell.
that's
Like,
6.
it's our least favorite. Trash crabs, what else are you going to say about trash crabs? They're fine.
Yeah, it was a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, Star Wars thing. So, fine episode, good character development for sure.
But episode 7, a lot happened, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
The gasp moment, I'll just run right to it and it's a nice lead up of how we get to it. SM33 is kind of going along with Fern and the kids, basically saying like, it's close enough, to the pirate code of the claimsies and the unclaimsies.
We finally got kind of what I've been saying, where it's more guidelines than actual rules. Like, I guess that's a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. Like, I'll take it. You know. Like,
so then he starts, beating the crap out of everybody else until Jod shows up and lightsabers his head off.
yeah. I was
And
like, holy.
I was like, oh, speak.
Yeah. So I mean, they could rebuild him and just give him a new head and
they
a new
could.
neck, but like,
My guess,
man, is this a final death? Like, is he? Because he's been shot like 4 times, and they was just like with an energy blast, so he came back fine. But this time he got decapitated. So
he
it's
did.
like,
He got.
I don't know. Is he gone? Is he gone for good?
I mean, droids could be repaired.
Yeah, like we've seen C-3PO get completely dismantled and completely put back together. So it's possible.
I'm gonna make a guess. Either one of two things are gonna happen for the finale. Either we're gonna open up. Well, no, because Jod's got everybody held at lightsaber point.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see at the end of the finale, KB and her parents will fix Smee, baby, and
That's
it'll be
possible
like one of
because
those
he's on the
happy
ship.
endings.
Like he's
Right.
on At-Aten, his body and his head. It's like he's there. They could fix him.
Either that or he's see you.
Dang, see you.
He gone.
Dang, but that moment, man, got me too. I was like,
Right.
holy shit! Like, I know he's not a. I don't know. It's a debate in Star Wars. Is he a living thing? Is he not a living thing? We should ask your best friend that we can never remember the name of. What's that guy that does droids and with Mubo, whatever his name is.
Are you talking about Brian Pullman?
Yeah, Brian Pullman.
Okay,
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
No, I don't know who that is
All right.
either. But if we ever think of his name, we should ask him if droids are living or not. But it's like they just chopped his head off. Is he dead? Is he gone forever? Got us. Because, like, he's probably one of the best characters in the show. Like, we all love Neil. We all love Jod and hate Jod. Love and hate. We love that he's a good character. But we hate what he's done. So it's like... And Neil, of course, like I said, steals the show. But 33 might have been top 3 character in the show. So, like, seeing that was like, holy crap, I guess we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah, and before that, Jod kills somebody else too, and he just blasts Brutus away.
I know.
Dang, dude.
Right
Like,
in the
holy
face.
crap.
And this
But-
was all before Jod was trying to talk him into, because they finally arrived at Aden, and it's just like a barrier of like this crazy electrical force storm of
And
something.
Brutus wasn't going to give up, right? What was he doing? He's just like, oh, what do you... I don't know, man. Like, he still wants the treasure, but like, was he like, it's not really here? Is this fake? I couldn't really read him. I've only watched this episode once. I need to see it again.
No, Brutus is just like, this is where all this treasure's located. You're gonna fly me and my men into this like crazy storm just to die to get this treasure.
And then
like,
he goes to throw him out of the airlock. So like, was he just gonna kill him and then? I don't know. What his
I
plan was
think
after.
I think he didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Or he was gonna try himself. I mean, obviously they sent his
Poor Glurb, man.
Yeah.
Ugh. We just got a backstory for this guy, and we're rooting for him. And then he's like, "Damn, I was 2 days from retirement," and he dies. It's like, poor Glurb.
What was the backstory again?
He's been saving up to buy a glowweed farm.
Why the hell am I forgetting this?
That was in the speech in episode 6, Silvo's speech.
Oh God!
When he's like
Okay.
reuniting everyone on his side. He's like, "Hey, Brutus is a first mate.
okay.
Stick with him, and you'll barely get by.
Okay.
Come with me." And then he's like, "Glurb, you've been wanting to do this." And he's like, "What if you could buy an entire ocean?" And
Yeah.
Glurb goes, "Well, that would be something."
Okay, I remember. I remember that now.
Yes.
Speaking of pirates with backstories, like we're barely getting anything out of Vane.
Yeah,
Like-
which is fine because when they before this show came out, everyone was like, "Oh, he's from Mando. He's gonna be in Skeleton Crew. He's gonna be in it."
Because
Like,
they made
he
a
is
point.
in it.
Yeah,
but, like,
they made the point of him darting off on his own.
yeah.
Just be like, see, like in
See ya.
Mando season 3, he's just like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
I did just watch that too, like last week, that episode, just to see if there was anything important, and there's not really. It's just he's a pirate that leaves one pirate to hang out with these other pirates, which is fine, but they shouldn't have built it up
No.
being like, this guy from Mando season 3 is gonna be in Skeleton Crew. It's like, yeah, he's in it. He doesn't do anything.
So we saw the parents finally get their message out after all of them except for Undersecretary Fern's mom was stunned.
Yeah.
And she got the floating message out. I assume it just had to reach high enough to shoot the message. I don't know if it went to the atmosphere
Yeah, it's a good question.
or
Did
went,
they have the
went
device,
above that.
Did the device get onto the ship, or was it just transmitting?
No, I believe it was just transmitting it.
Okay. So either way, it probably just had to get out of the the barrier. Is what
The
they call it.
barrier, right.
Yeah.
So curious to how that got out. So then we find out a good amount in there. Like so the parents know. The parents know that they work for a mint.
Yeah, and somewhere along the lines, is it the end of the episode or somewhere, Wendell tells Wim, he's like, you weren't supposed to know about this till after you graduated.
No, it's that was
message,
that was
or?
during the transmission.
Okay,
yeah, that was.
So it's like basically once all the people reach what they call adulthood, they learn that this is a hidden planet. It's like the kids don't know that, but
they
once
learn-
they become adults,
they learn that they're
learn.
slaves to the fucking Republic.
Yeah, basically.
Are you kidding me? You're just sitting there to make money?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're not allowed to leave. You can't really go have a life. Yeah, you got like a nice house in the suburbs, but like you can't do anything.
I hope Wim never goes back. I mean, he's back now, but I hope he leaves.
Yeah. They can now. They got a ship that can do it,
Mm-hmm.
so they can leave.
Mm-hmm. So,
But they tell the kids to find the Republic emissary,
they do, and the emissary knows how to get there. So the
Yeah.
Republic knows about this.
which also means the emissary has a ship that's capable of getting through the barrier, like the Onyx Cinder.
Correct.
But does the people on Adatin not know that there is not a Republic? I mean, I guess there's the New Republic now, but the Empire took over for 30 years. There was no Republic at all.
I see what you're
So
saying.
do they know that happened?
I see what you're saying. It's like
Because also when like the Cinder's coming into land, everyone's making a big deal about it.
that's a good point. Yeah,
Have these
yeah.
people
Everyone
not
did
seen
make
a
a
ship
big
ever?
deal.
Has no one ever landed since the Empire took over?
That's a good point.
Because another good reference, the droid says there's 1,139 volts. So vaults. So like instead of 1138, it's 1139. I was like, good reference. But all of the vaults are full because there's no Republic coming to take this money.
Mm-hmm.
But the people don't know that. Because they can't leave the planet. So to them, the Republic still exists.
That's true.
So that's why they said find a Republic emissary.
That's right. He kept saying Republic emissary.
Yeah. Even though those don't exist because the Empire wiped them all out, and now we have the fledgling New Republic who don't know about Adatin.
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. They probably just still think the Republicans pumping away.
Yeah.
And like I wonder when the last time somebody showed up to take money.
It's been at least since the Republic, at least 30, 40 years.
It has to, yeah.
'Cause
That's interesting.
These people are making a big deal about it. But then also, Jod says something about the planet's been hidden for hundreds of years.
Yes.
So it was even hidden back in the Republic days.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean the Republic
The High
obviously
Republic,
didn't know
yeah.
about it. Yeah. But there's a lot of interesting things like that in this. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, we get the old pirate moment with Jod. You know, he takes the one credit and then they all fall to him.
dude,
Kinda
that
like
was very Long John Silver.
Right.
Like when he finally they find the treasure trove and it's just like literally raining on him. Like that was perfect. That was so Long John Silver.
And there, the episode ends. The way the episode ends with that shot, as it backs away with like the lightsaber, was pretty cool. It was
Yeah.
very, very Star Warsy to me.
Yeah, to go back to kind of jump around a lot, but the whole 33 being his head chopped off, that's like the very Kylo killing Han moment, where it's like them trying to show you, okay, this guy really is evil. It's like, yes, he is our big bad. Like if Kylo
Sure.
kills Han, you know he's a big deal. If, it's not quite as big of a deal, 33 and Han, but like if Silvo's just going to kill 33 right then and there with no remorse, that's how you know he's a big deal as a villain. So I think that was their moment of showing that. And then he's threatening the kids and then threatening to kill their moms and dads by chopping them apart piece by piece. And
It's pretty gangster.
And then, like you said, the final shot shows him just threatening all these moms and dads and kids with his lightsaber.
Right.
I don't think there's any going back. I feel like he's just
No,
full,
it can't
full
be.
dark side and full like
Yeah, I mean, he shot Brutus. I mean, it's not a Jedi thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's full dark side because Brutus was never anything good.
yeah.
People in the middle will kill. Look at Saw Gerrera. You know.
I mean, even Tak Renad. They say it in the episode 5, where it's like Tak
Mm-hmm.
Renad just killed for no reason. You know, like
Yep.
that's not a big deal to him.
Yep.
So
Yep.
for pirates, killing isn't a big deal. But when
No.
it's threatening kids and families and stuff,
Sure.
like he's crossing some
different, yeah.
lines. Like I said, we hate the character, but we love that he's a well done character. You know?
It is a well done character, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be fleshed out in the 8th and final episode.
Yeah, and
If-
something big from this episode too was the supervisor finally spoke.
The supervisor did speak.
So-
was it Tak?
I don't think it's Tak.
Tak?
I've never
Tak?
thought it's Tak.
No?
I think we might have speculated that, but I was never like, oh, it's got to be Tak.
I mean, that's
I was
kind
like, it
of
could be,
what's leaning. I have an outside theory that it's Neil's father.
That'd be hilarious. In the Hollow, did you see Neil's father
I
has
did.
tusks, dude? Like
I
that
did,
was
yeah.
cool. He looked kind of mean, dude. I like the look of Neil's father.
The reason why I say it's Neil's father is because we've only ever seen him in the message,
Yeah, that's true.
and every time it's just Neil's mom.
yeah,
Like, where's the dad? No, I'm kidding. It's probably not him, but
that'd
man,
be funny.
That would be kind of funny.
I bet
Neil's
if
just like,
that's-
oh shit.
if that's the case, Neil might try to like talk him into reaching out to Ad Akron and helping the people on Ad Akron.
That's true.
Because Neil kind of fell in love with that one chick, and kind of
I wonder if the supervisor is going to be somebody evil in a sense or bad.
yeah. There's been like other people have talked about it, where that's kind of like a different course, hard turn here instead of pirates, but in kind of like a Wizard of Oz thing, where like he's the wizard behind the scenes, like pay no attention to the man behind.
Oh,
the curtain.
sure, yeah.
And I'm like, I see that. I can see that, where it's like no one's ever seen this guy. No one knows what he looks like, where he's from, who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because they kind of make a big deal where like this is the first time these people have even heard him talk. And he's like, hey guys, a ship's coming into land. It's no big deal. Just don't worry about it. I feel like the supervisor's kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, what? There's no ship? What's happening? This isn't supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got him kind of worried now. So there's a lot going on. That episode 8's going to have to wrap up
I know how often they go back to
in a
get money.
25-minute episode, you know?
Yeah,
Let's see.
God, I know if I always check to see how long the episode is. I look at it before I start, just to kind of get an
I
idea.
have every episode except this week. I didn't. I just hit play.
Yeah, and if I go and look at episode 8 and it's like 38 minutes with like the credit, you know those
Yeah,
credits, I'm
with
just
10
like,
minutes
you
of
got
credits.
to be kidding me, because
Yeah.
it just feels like there's a good amount, and then sometimes a good amount to wrap up, and then sometimes I guess some storylines you just don't see wrapped up.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, hell, they might not ever say who the supervisor is.
Right?
You
Nothing
know?
says they have to.
We might get
It's not even really that big of a deal. We're all just curious.
the mint part and like the graduating part for the kids. That might all that we ever find out about that planet.
Yeah. And
But
there's
I need to know why they don't know about the New Republic. I need to
Yeah.
know all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I don't think we're gonna get a flashback or a Silvo like whole sob story of like he survived Order 66 or whatever. I don't think that's gonna happen. And
I
don't
hope
think,
not.
We don't really need that, you know. Like we've got his story. You know, he's a pirate. He's force sensitive. That's all we need to know, man. Like if we ever get it, cool. I'm gonna read it or watch it or whatever it is, and I'll probably end up enjoying it. It's just I'm not begging for that story.
What if Liam Neeson filmed some extra scenes when he was doing Kenobi, and like he was like this secret, not secret Padawan, but like you see him say the same quote to this kid.
Possibly, man. That'd be funny. Just walking through the archives or something, and he like sees him struggling in like lightsaber training. Or he's like, hey, Jod, remember, your focus determines your reality. Yeah.
And Dooku's just in the background, like, oh, he's drunk again.
Just rubbing his forehead, like, oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Whoa.
Qui-Gon and his catchphrases again. Ugh.
So, anything else from episode 7 before we kind of just do a quick top 5 on what we want from the finale? Because I enjoyed this episode again. Probably
Yeah.
maybe my
there's
like
nothing
second
more
or
to say,
third
really,
favorite.
but
Second or third favorite. Is Skeleton Crew the best Star Wars show ever? Not for me, but it's fun and entertaining.
yeah.
I haven't looked
Where
at
do
like
you put it? Like, it's still not fully over, but we're 7/8 of the way done. Like, where do you put season 1 of Skeleton Crew?
in like the Mandoverse of things.
Yeah.
For me, it's
Well, I mean, just all of Star Wars TV, because Andor isn't technically Mando related, but it's in Star Wars.
oh sure.
So Andor's your favorite, but then after that,
Ahsoka's my favorite.
Ahsoka's your favorite.
Yes, Andor is second. We'll call it, if not tied for first.
Okay. Yeah.
Mandalorian's above that. Skeleton Crew's above Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nah, it's so hard for me to say it's above Kenobi because of Anakin.
Wow.
It's so hard for me to say Skeleton Crew's above Kenobi right now. But I think I'm going to lean towards it is. Just because the characters aren't in it. I'm going to go back and look. It's above Book of Boba Fett. It's a hard thing to ask me. Maybe we'll get to it like another top 10.
Possibly. But and it's good because we are the people that are we don't hate any of these shows. There's people out there I hate Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett's garbage. It's we're not those people.
No, yeah, I'm not. If I dislike something that much, I'm just not going to go watch it.
Yeah. But we enjoyed it. I've rewatched it.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's probably second to the bottom of my least favorite Star Wars TV shows, but I still like it.
And/or your least?
Yeah. Jeez. But I still do like it. I don't go out and saying I hate it, it's awful, it's garbage. I just say I don't really like it.
Oh, we're going to be doing commentary on that when Brad comes back.
Yeah,
which is hopefully soon.
He's gonna be, that'll give him. He'll be like, oh, actually, I got
I'm
another
gonna go
thing.
back on hiatus. Yeah,
I can't come in. Yeah, no, but I think for that we need to make a T-shirt that says "Your focus determines your reality," and then the quote, it's given to, attributed to, instead of Qui-Gon, say Silvo, and give it to Brad.
Oh, God.
That would be hilarious. He would hate it.
He probably would. I hate it. No, I'm kidding. It'd be funny. Yeah, Silvo said it. Duh.
Just say that Silvo said it instead of Qui-Gon.
So yeah. That's Skeleton Crew, but thus far.
The reveal coming through the barrier too. We didn't really talk about that. Well, I guess last thing when they come through the barrier and the things that look like they're from Battlefront are zapping all the other ships and they don't zap the Cinder because it's from Adatin.
Mm-hmm.
But come through the barrier and they get the peaceful reveal of Adatin. That felt very Treasure Planet, where they kind of come upon Treasure Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're in the vault looking at all the treasure, that felt Treasure Planet too, where it had even a sphere floating in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That was very Treasure Planet. Mm-hmm. So, but it was interesting. I kind of assumed the whole barrier was basically the clouds of Adatin. Right. There was a big gap. There was a whole hundreds of miles between the barrier and the planet.
There must have been, because all of a sudden that barrier looks enormous compared to the tiny planet. So how big is Adatin?
Yeah. There's really no size of scope to compare it to. There's not a moon nearby we can see. There's not really anything.
And is there a star in there? How they get their sunlight? That's what I was looking at.
Just enough seeps through the barrier, maybe. I don't know.
That's crazy. It's because we saw the green light in the opening shot of episode 7.
Yeah,
in
and
the
it
sky.
Just looks very like Aurora Borealis, kind of how it looks from the planet. But when you're out there, it's
Aurora Borealis.
Yes,
concentrated in this room at this time of the year.
Don't know if that'd be good.
I botched that quote, but it's a Simpsons quote.
Yes.
Steamed hams. So, hey, you and I both did a quick top 5 of what we want to see in the Skeleton Crew finale, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Episode 8 coming out next
Episode
week.
8. So, why don't you kick it off at number 5? I don't let my dog back in.
My number 5. I didn't really put numbers by them like a dummy. I just wrote them down. My number 5 thing I want to see, I don't really want to see, because it's my number 5, so it's not that big a deal, and I just said it's not that big of a deal, is the supervisor. I just said it's not that big of a deal, but that's something that would be kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't need it, but it'd be kind of cool to be who is this guy? What's his deal?
Okay. I would flip the fuck out if Mon Mothma was a supervisor. And my number 5, I just want Mon Mothma to be pushed off a cliff. She's around here. We don't know how she dies canonically yet.
That's true. Not in
and
the
I would like
book.
it to be in, and it's not. And I'd like to write in this timeline book. Liza Ryan pushes Mon Mothma.
That'd be great.
I'm younger around this time, so. But yeah, let's kill her.
That'd be amazing. And then it could be in Solo when they're you killed Aurora Singh, and they could be well, gravity really killed her. I just pushed. You could do that. Be I didn't really kill Mon Mothma. Gravity, I pushed.
Gravity. She lied to me about my father.
That'd be funny.
# what's your number 4?
Number 4?
Good podcasting.
Yes, very good. Because I didn't put a number next to any of them.
I'm Batman.
Yes. I want Batman to be in next week, yes.
Fuck
sure. I want a space battle would be kind of cool. Because, you can't really have a pirate thing without 2 ships fighting. You need a ship battle. So a space battle. Because maybe the X-Wings that we saw, Kim call, and then we saw on Lanubo, those X-Wings might show up and try to take down the frigate. And they probably will take down that frigate. It kind of sucks. So
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah, a nice little like dogfight in space.
Yeah, and maybe Vane can finally do something and die, or
Yeah, he'll probably
maybe,
blew up. He'll probably blew it up. No, he will definitely blow up. I know how to say that. Funny thing is, Outlaws, which we will get to playing again. I promise we're not forgetting about it. I think we want to do that with Brad. It's just easier to have two people commenting all the time while I'm playing. So it takes less pressure off of Evan and I at the same time. Plus, it's funnier.
Yes.
It's funnier. There goes my soundboard. My number 4, I would suppose. I just Smee, come back somehow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Your head got cut off. I gasped. I know you're a droid, so it makes it easier.
I cried.
I gasped. I cried. I know it's. I mean, I'd be completely okay too, if like Smee just kind of like that was it. That was the consequence. It's like whoa. So like he
did
really
kind
took
of
him
have his
out.
character arc, because he was just like all about the code and the rules. Like if this is the captain, that's how it is. But then at the end here, he was like, that doesn't really matter about the code. Like she should be the captain. She's a kid. You're kind of a dick right now. I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, and Smee's had some really great parts in all of this. Especially when he punched Silvo in the face.
Yeah, just
I ain't close enough. Yeah.
That was pretty good. We didn't talk about that from episode 7. He just decks him.
Yep.
I'm glad they gave Silvo his helmet because that would have killed him if it was just barefaced. I feel like.
Oh, absolutely! It would have knocked him out. Yeah. If it was a stormtrooper helmet, he would have died though.
Or if it was Cara Dune, he would have died because that's just how. She punches people in
stronger
armor and they die all the time.
Well, it's Cara Dune. She's the former professional, like fighter.
It's true.
Former. All right, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is I don't want like a blatant out like cliffhanger. There's gonna be season 2, but I would like there to be something that like could be a season 2 storyline. I don't want it to just be like, and it cuts to black before anything happens. Like, oh, you got to see season 2. No, I don't want that. I don't want like a clickbaity whatever. But it would be nice if season 1 wraps up, but then there's like a plot thread that could go into season 2, if that makes sense.
Almost something similar to the end of Mandalorian season 2, where Boba Fett sits on Jabba's throne.
Yeah, and that could work. That's fine, but I don't even need like a post-credit type scene thing.
I see.
Yeah, I don't even need if that works and they do it, that's cool. But I don't even really need that. I just want it to be like they find another pirate and the pirate, is going off on another mission or knows of another treasure or whatever. Hondo tease. Because they have said if there's a season 2, Hondo's going to show up in season 2. That's kind of been a rumor, and that's been bounced around by like producers and writers. So.
Why not put him in season 1? But whatever. All right.
They put his ship in it, and like that was good. That was enough. Because like they didn't want the show to be taken over by cameos. Because like that's been a whole thing with the Mandoverse. And
speaking of ships that have shown up in this show, today's the anniversary of the opening of Star Tours.
Hey, nice.
At Disneyland, January 9th, 89, right?
Yeah.
89?
Nice.
So happy birthday to that.
And something I just found out like 2 or 3 days ago is in the special editions, Lucas put a star speeder on Cloud City. A Star Tours star speeder.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I had no idea. So like I saw it in some like short like Star Wars Facts YouTube shorts, and like now I need to go watch Return of the Jedi. Or
yes, you do.
Empire Strikes Back. Sorry, Empire Strikes Back to see a star speeder.
Mm-hmm. Or you could just go to Hollywood Studios to see a star speeder. You could ride in one.
Good. Or I could finally open the box that I have of the amazing ship that I
you haven't
still
done
never
that yet?
opened.
Holy crap!
No.
You might as well just do it or do the video yourself now.
At this point, I might just wait a year or two so I forget it's a thing, and then I open it like fresh with brand new.
It's like
eyes,
Christmas again.
Whoa, what is this cool thing?
My number 3 is I guess I just want a cameo from somebody in the Mandoverse that isn't
do
Vane.
Want that cameo?
Yeah. Yes, I do want a cameo from
as long
somebody.
as it's well done. I'm with you.
Yes. Yeah. Well done. I just don't want like a camera to pan by like you see a silhouette of like Grogu in the for background somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. But
if it's not Hondo, who do you want? Is Hondo who you want?
Hondo would be great. If we're gonna pull from like the connected universe, because I saw a rumor I think floating out there that some Skeleton Crew characters might be in Filoni's Mandu and Grogu movie.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So, first off, who could be in it? Who, I say?
Well,
I don't know if the kids
hopefully
would.
Silvo would be sick.
That means he doesn't. That means he survives.
Yes, of course.
Somehow Silvo survived. So
Unless
if we
it's a
get
clone.
Jod in the movie,
It's clone Silvo. It's Silvo.
You know, I'm
Instead of Luke.
I'm really thinking Hondo's like the best one to cameo because like
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him having like Din Djarin pop in because he's a bounty hunter by trade and Mandalorian, and that's like the closest.
Fennec could work.
Fennec would work. Fennec Shand would work.
Cad Bane could work.
Boba would definitely work. Cad Bane's dead, supposedly.
Is he? We don't know. We still have no idea.
Is it going to be one of those Maul things at the end? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kind of
Cobb Vanth.
a little bit of that connectivity. Yeah, that'd be nice too. A little bit of that connectivity would be cool. It doesn't have to be that obvious. Maybe make it a little subtle.
Just some random Pike. Be like, oh, there we go. There's a Pike from Boba Fett.
No.
That would be terrible. What about the twins?
Give us a main character. Sure. The twins. Give us a main character, even if it's Chrysanthemum or something.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
You know, Chrysanthemum would make sense. You know, somebody from Boba Fett's, crime.
What if it's the 360 no scope guy?
360 no scope guy? Was that one of the
mods that just randomly spins around for no reason?
Fuck! I can't stand those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's Pelimato.
Peli would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think it can't happen, sadly, but the one that actually would probably make maybe the most sense would have been Grief.
Oh, yeah.
I think he would have made the most sense because he's a high magistrate out in like not quite wild space, but in the Outer Rim, kind of being like, hey man, these pirates are a problem. Well, Carson Teva would make sense too because he's been like, hey man, there's something going on out there. The pirates and this Imperial Remnant. Carson Teva makes sense.
My God, what if like Thrawn just takes Silva with him? Like, you're coming with me? Like he shows up out of I mean, that wouldn't make any sense. That would make absolutely no sense. Don't do that.
I mean, we've already had X-Wing pilots, and none of them are Carson. But what if they call in Carson Teva for this finale?
I don't see why not.
I think that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah, because we've seen the X-Wings. Yeah. All right, so there's our cameo.
Yeah, hopefully.
What's your number 2?
Number 2 is, I said, potentially Jod or Silvo, whatever you want to call him, could be in the movie. Mando and Grogu movie. So I want him to live and not be redeemed. I don't need a redemption arc where he's going to save the kids all of a sudden after threatening them.
Yeah.
I just want him to live and maybe he escapes with a little bit of treasure. So I don't want the full John Silver thing because Long John does kind of get redeemed.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if he gets the Long John Silver ending where he does escape with some treasure.
I mean, you can redeem him in a sense because he shot Brutus and Brutus is bad.
Yeah.
Right? You can redeem him sort of. I mean, he's definitely not a Jedi. He's never going to be one.
But I also don't want him to kill the kids or their families. Like, I don't want him to do it, but I don't want him to be redeemed.
Right. I don't think he's going to do that. Yeah, I don't want him to be redeemed either, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. My number 2, I put like I've set semi mind-blowing connection to this. Like, I know we've had connectivity to like some lore that's legends, some current lore. Usually the Banky clan from the Clone Wars. Let's make something, and I don't know what. God, I don't know what. Let's get something a little bit more obvious for the casuals.
From like prequels or what do you? Obvious what?
That's what I should have come up with before I was talking about this. Something along the lines of like, I mean, we got it pretty on the nose with that Qui-Gon quote, but something maybe even more,
Midi-chlorians. They finally say it instead of M-count.
Sure. It could be midi-chlorians. Maybe they were in an office on episode 7, and there was a structure that looked very familiar, or that looked very close to like the mother, the father, or the daughter, the father, and the brother, the mural.
One of the, I think it was Neil's house. It was in one of the kids' houses too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's like tied to the Great Works or tied to the Republic.
Probably.
But yeah, that mural is kind of like, it does look very father, daughter, son thing. Mortisy.
Yeah, something that's connected to the bigger Star Wars lore that we know. We were kind of getting there when Wim was looking at like the stories about like the Jedi and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe make an oblivious mention to Luke.
Yeah.
Something that
but then again,
casuals are going to know.
Do the books that he's reading know that Luke existed? Because these books are written before the Empire.
That's right. They also right.
But then again, it could be Qui-Gon in the book, or it could be Yoda, or it could be someone from the prequels. That'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
If he like pulled his book back out to be like, oh, Jod's not like this Master Yoda character that I've read about.
Yeah.
That'd be
I don't
cool.
know, something
Maybe
in-
not Master Yoda, because that's kind of like everyone knows Yoda. We don't want a super deep cut, but you don't want a here's Master Yoda thing.
Right. And we
What
just
if
got
it was just
Yoda in the
Ki-Adi
Acolyte. Yeah, Ki-Adi, yeah.
And
his
Wim,
lightsaber.
Wim pulls the book out and he's like, this Ki-Adi Mundi guy did kind of suck.
Yeah. What's your number?
But then again, he doesn't
One
suck
thing.
as much as Mace Windu. And then
Hey.
they point at the camera. That's for you, Tom.
Like, hey. And I'm like, yes.
Yes, they said he sucks.
Yep.
I should have probably said the Silvo thing is number one, because that's probably really what I want. But for the sake of me being stupid, my number one is you got to have a fight involving a lightsaber. You can't have a pirate thing without a sword fight. So we got to
Ooh.
have the Star Wars equivalent of a saber.
There you go.
Maybe
Luke's
not
going to show
fight.
up to fight him.
See, maybe not a saber on saber fight, but we've seen plenty of technology that can fight a lightsaber. I mean, from everything that Mandalorians have to what the Praetorian Guards have, those fight lightsabers. Because, I mean, The Last Jedi is still canon, and we still love it.
It is?
But there's technically not a lightsaber fight in it.
Oh, it's true. There's not.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be a saber on saber fight, because I don't think there's anybody in this time that's going to come fight Silvo with a lightsaber. But maybe Tak Renard is still alive, and he fights Silvo, and whatever Tak has can fight a lightsaber.
Sure.
Because there's potential out there for it. The Knights of Ren all have stuff that can fight sabers.
That's right.
So there's stuff out there that fights sabers.
That's right.
I mean, Avant found a helmet, you know.
Hey.
Avant Varric found a helmet made of cortosis that can fight
That's right.
lightsabers. So there's
That's
stuff
right.
out there.
That's sure.
But we got to have some kind of saber fight, because it's a pirate show. Got to have a sword fight.
Yep. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Funny that's what you ended up saying your number one was, because it segues into my number one, which is I want Wim to end up keeping that lightsaber.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wim he kind of ends up with it somehow. You know, Jod can be apprehended and the saber gets bumped over to the side, and Wim just kind of like, whoop,
Sticks in his pocket.
sticks in his pocket or something. Yeah.
And then activates it, and it shoots through his pocket.
Oh, not a good look.
Nah.
Is it a lightsaber in your pocket, or do you have wrongly activated?
He walks up to Fern. He's like, Fern's like, I don't really feel that way about your Wim. Sorry. Yeah, we didn't make that connection over the past few episodes. Sorry.
Yeah. I want him to keep the lightsaber.
And then sell it to Doc Gondar so we can buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Doc can make fake so we can get it. So yeah, that would be it. I'm looking forward to it. It's it's bummer that it's gone so quick, but before you know it, Andor season 2 will be here after Skeleton Crew, but we'll have a bunch to break down about.
That's your consolation prize. You're like, hey, Skeleton Crew's gone, but you got Andor.
You're gonna end
I
up
guess,
falling in
so.
love with Andor season 2.
I know, I've said it, and I
You
still
have.
believe it. I believe
I
it's
know.
gonna happen, because I've done that so many times.
It's just because they're putting characters in everybody knows, and
Potentially. I don't know. That's not why I like Bad Batch season 2, is it?
Oh,
Did
I
season
don't
2
know.
have Fennec and Cad Bane and
Yes,
stuff in it?
yes,
They
that
did,
was
but that's
season
not why
2.
I loved it. I think it was just because I loved the development of the Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm. Bad Batch season 3 was almost perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, some hits and misses, but good
Yeah,
stuff.
It's pretty damn good.
That's right.
What if Omega shows up in Skeleton Crew?
Omega?
She's not a kid anymore. I was going to say, she'd be perfect
not.
kid to kid, but no, she's not, because we see her in that epilogue of Bad Batch. That epilogue was so good.
That was good, yeah. And then she was talking about in that epilogue. She was talking about going to fight for the rebellion.
Yeah. So
this would be she would be just a little bit older.
because she's like, what, 10 in Bad Batch maybe? So she's probably 40 or 50 in
Something
Skeleton
like that.
Crew.
Yeah, totally could get there.
Yeah. That took a tangent. Did not expect that.
Omega?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Omega?
But that's what you get on the show. Stuff that Gamorrean guards like and random tangents.
That's right. Well, you guys have been great. We've been Random Tangents and Jedi Talk. If there's
Sounds like a band name. We are the Random Tangents.
We are the Random Tangents. Thanks for everybody for coming.
That would have been a band that Chris Pratt would have said in Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah.
I've changed it. We're not Mouse Rat anymore. We are Random Tangents. Little Sebastian, this for you.
That's right. This episode's been for Little Sebastian. So, again, follow us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk. Evan, you got anything else that's on your mind today? If not, I think we're going to wrap this shit up.
Well, Captain Silvo's a pretty good captain, but Duke Silver would be an even better captain.
Oh, fuck yeah, he would.
Maybe
Oh.
that's what we get in episode 8.
That's
a captain on captain fight. Duke Silver versus Silvo.
Dude, if fucking Ron Swanson showed up in Jedi,
Would you
Jedi
actually
Talk,
want him to be a character in Star Wars? Not Ron Swanson himself, but that
Nick
actor.
Offerman?
Would Nick be a sick
Sure,
character? Yeah,
sure,
dude.
he'd be fun. He'd be voice of a
What
droid
if he's
or
the
something.
supervisor?
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
Yes. Random
Um,
tangents.
Random tangents. Well, hey everybody, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. As always, may the Force be with you.
Always in Tabuite.
Rise, Jedi Knight.
I like Tom.
Me too.